Hi everyone, it's Jenny at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. And of course, you can always see us on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny. And we'd love it if you would join our Facebook group, Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Well, I'm back working on my mass make with the envelopes. Again, I'm using Joey Cardmaker's Shinsetsu journal kit. I'm not making it in a traditional journal. I'm using it throughout the envelopes. I'm also using some of my, let's see, I'm sorry, let me see, my, got it all kind of here, Sweet Journaling UK. I'm using this as some of the background, and I've cut out, some of the things for that too. You may remember it. I made some pockets, some and library cards and stuff out of it. So I'll be using a little bit of that. But I'm primarily, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to be using a lot of this particular one. So here's the pages that I have printed in. I went back in and printed a few more pages because doing 10 journals, I wanted to be able to have enough to do the same steps 10 times and then move on to the next step. So what I did was on some of these pages, they look like this. And then there's other pages that correspond with these beautiful pages that are more for journaling, and they look a little bit more like this. And so what I did is I wanted to use this banner right here. So I cut those off of several pages, and it just makes the sweetest little journal. You can make your journal this size. I'll probably use this size inside my envelope journal because I think it's going to work just wonderfully. So, but I did print a few more because I want a few more borders, and I wanted a few more of these this size as well. And then as we go through, you'll see that I'm using these types of things. So I wanted to print a few more. So, all right, well, let me show you what I've done. Just real quick, I wanted to show you one more thing. I'll show you this. I wanted some fussy cuts from Joey's Digital. And so what I did was I took these big cards and just fussy cut some of the images out. You can see here, and I just wanted some big images, so I went ahead and fussy cut some of these, and I'll use those on the card or in the envelopes as well. So I printed a few more because I wanted to do the same thing with the other ones. I'm also, I won't use these today, but I also went through some of my plant books and pulled out some pages. Oh, I've got everything backwards. Okay, pulled out some pages of those that I thought would look really fun and neat in the envelopes. So I have those. I'm just going to put those here. I just pulled those out, so that's why they're handy. And then I have some more envelopes that I'm going to be using. And I'll show you here real quick where I'm at. So I tried to do one journal next steps so that I would see what I really wanted to do. I kind of separated everything out so that I would have a quick grab. I'm using these little 1-inchers that Joey has, super cute. And then throughout his digitals on different pages, he has these little seals, and I just really love them. So I cut those, and then I cut these little tea cards and banners, and these kind of remind me a little bit of cigarette cards, but probably tea cards as well. So I divided them up just by size, and then I printed these again because I don't quite have 10. So I've got those, and then here's those borders I told you about. So I cut those borders off. Just those 3 fussy cuts. I need to, of course, do, 7 more of those. And then these little journal cards, which I'll probably not use. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with these, but I really feel like they're such a great size, I may just decorate with them. So we'll see what happens. All right, well, let me just show you where I'm at and what I've done. And then here, oh, this is another thing that I did. So this is a journal. Is that the journal page? Yeah, I believe that was a journal page. And then what I did is I just cut it down the middle because I wanted to use it like that. So again, I just wanted, if you didn't see my video from yesterday where I went through the full kit of Joey's, I just want to tell you that if you get the full kit and all you do is just fold it in half, you know, fold the journal pages in half and put them together and then cut out some ephemera, I mean, you are going to have an absolutely beautiful journal. So you don't have to go through all these clipping and cutting and mixing and matching. I just love to use things in different ways as well. And another thing I like to do is I like to use a couple of digitals together. It's almost like introducing a friend to another friend. So I feel like with you know, with Joey Cardmaker and then using the other one. Why can't I ever remember that? Oh, good grief. Sweet Journaling UK. I can always remember the Journaling UK, but it's Sweet Journaling UK. So I feel like when I combine digitals, it's like introducing Sweet Journaling UK and Joey Cardmaker together as friends in my mind. So when I go back through the journal, and you've seen me do that like in the strawberry journal, when I go back through the journal, I think of both artists, you know, and I really do think of them because when you're fussy cutting and you're using all of these beautiful, you know, papers and designs and things, you know, for me, I can't help but think about the artist. I can't help but think about, you know, maybe what their process was. Another thing is sometimes I feel very close to them. I definitely do with Joey because he's such a sweetheart and we've corresponded a couple of times, but I feel somewhat close because when you buy from Etsy, they're typically will send you a really nice note. And I just always appreciate that as a small business. I think that's such a great thing to do. But I'm very partial to Joey just simply because, one, he's a great artist, but secondly, I do consider him a friend. Like I told you, in the world of not being able to see each other face to face, but the encouragement and support and all of that, I just consider him a good friend. So, okay, well, here is where we're at. So I did all of these. Remember, we did those. And basically what I did was I took a coffee dyed. You don't have to have coffee dyed. That's just what I had. Those are the ones we did last week or the week before. And then I just opened up another envelope and I just glued it down. And then I put a piece of Joey's digital over just to kind of give some continuity to the both of them. So let's look at those real quick. Some of them I did opposite unintentionally. Some of them I did on the front, some I did on the back. But you can see this was one of those long side tags. I said you could also probably use them as a belly band, but I thought it looked really neat there. Here's another one. Another one. These are the cutoffs from the sides, and another one of those longer ones. Oops, I keep hitting a bowl over there, so with my scraps in it. It's dinging like a little chime. And then here's one that I did on the opposite side. But it's all good because, you know, it's all just junk journaling. So, okay. So then once I did that, so let's see. That is this. You can see here. Okay, so I opened it up. So that's where I wanted to take these half pages and just kind of go over the journaling spot here because many of them have this security. Well, I guess all of them have that security on it. It's unless you use a really dark pen, you know, you're just not going to be able to see through it. Now this one I'm going to slide to the back because that's one I goofed on. But so this is basically what I did. I just slid this through here and butted this up against here. So when you fold it, now you have this really pretty little picture. That's sweet. Okay, so that was my next step. So I think we'll just go ahead and do a couple of those. I'm not going to do all 10 because that would take this whole time and you watching me just glue that in. So I thought what I'd do is a couple, and then we'll move on to the next step. And then what I'll do is probably off camera, I'll do you know, the rest of them. This little, I'm still using up my Elmer's permanent craft bond. So far, it's working. You know, it's working well, and the envelope process of making the 10 will take just a little while. So that's going to be kind of good with this glue because I want to see how does it hold. Like, is it going to start peeling up? So, okay, that guy's done. And like I said, I don't think that this has as much as one of your Oohoo's does. It has, let's see, 6 grams. What is this one? I don't know what that means. 8, comma. I don't know what that means. 8,2 grams. I don't know what that means. I'll still have to look it up. I keep saying that and I forget, you know, to look it up and just see what, if you know, there's more in one and not the other. If they're the same and they're performing the same, well, that's great. Okay. So now this one, I'm just going to go right here. See if I can get it close enough. That print is a little bit difficult to see when you're right up on it. And I'm just going to tuck that in. I'm going to use this little guy. Okay. Oh! I'm going to see if I can get it off of there. If not, it's okay. But if it'll let me, I think it's gonna be too big of a hassle. I'll show you why and what I'll need to do on the next one. And I totally forgot this because I had to do it on the first one I did too. So I'll show you just a second. Okay, when this is closed, what I did is I just went kind of, I don't know, in the middle. But when this is closed, you'll see it has a little gap, but that's fine. I'll just put, you know, some more of Joey's paper there or some of the Sweet Journaling UK paper, you know, just as a border there. But anyway, so that's in there, and I think that looks really good there. Where's my first one so that you can see how pretty it looks? It's lost. I've lost it on my desk. Is this it? Yeah. Look how sweet that bird is. All of them are just wonderful. I have a little bit of ink splatters here and there because I just inked my vintage photo, and I thought, I don't know if that's enough ink, so I inked it some more, and then I was like, yeah, that's plenty of ink. So Anyways, I hope everybody's having a really good day, and I hope you get to craft today. You know, even if you can craft, sew, glue, cut out, tear out, you know, 5 to 10 minutes a day, it's just so relaxing, and it builds up, you know. So whatever you're making, even if you're crocheting and you put 1 row on a day, well, that's 7 rows by the end of the week, you know. So if you're working on something, don't be discouraged that you don't have, you know, the time like I do, because I'm, you know, not working. Now let's see, how does this go? I think I'm going to go this way. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to go. Okay, so I just need to remember to go a little bit deeper than the window. Try to find the... edge here. I crack myself up just because simple things are like, well, why is that taking so long? All right, let me grab a pair of scissors that are not my absolute best scissors, and I'm just going to cut this down a little bit. So that, okay. And this, I kind of wondered if this was going to happen, that it might be a little bit shy. See how you can still see some here? Still see some there. I think that's okay. And I'm going to cut this off right here. Maybe I come down just a little bit. Okay. All right, so we have 2 down. And what I think I'll do is, instead of, like, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to the next step, because I just don't want to run out of time. You know, yesterday I ran out of time. I didn't realize it because my phone doesn't, you know, say, hey, you're out of time. It just shuts off and then restarts another video. So my last 4 or 5 minutes ended up, you know, on another video. So I just left it. So, okay, so now, so here's what we have. We have this. So here's my prototype. Okay. So we have that. It goes like this. What's happening? It goes like that. So that one probably should have gone the other way, but I'll put one of Joey's flowers there or something. And I went over, so I'll need to trim that. I need to get my rhythm, don't I? Need to get my rhythm set so that they all are turning out the same, because then that's the fun part about mask making, is that you can, you know, it doesn't seem to take as long because you're in a rhythm. Kind of know what you're doing, but for the sake of you not being bored out of your mind, I didn't want to do all 10 at the same time. So, okay. So yeah, that I didn't think about that. That bird should have gone down there, and it would have been really cute. And I kind of feel like I do have it upside down. Oh boy. Oh well. All right, so that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And that goes like that. Now I'm going to flip it over. Flip it over, and then I added this next section. So what I did was I just simply butted up an envelope. I don't know if you can see that. I just butted an envelope up, and I used these really neat elements of Joey's, and then Sweet Journaling UK, I just put a piece right there. So let's do that. Okay. So that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. And also on that new piece, I wanted it to open like this. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to just put it up here. I'm going to cut this one down. I think I'll turn it this way. I'm going to cut it down here like that. And I'm going to cut it down here like that. So let's just get that out of the way. So I messed around with this cutter yesterday after the video. And my little wire that is the guide, it definitely was caught on something. And so I was able to fix that. The thing about it is that it didn't really change the way that sometimes this cutter, the blade was cutting a little bit choppy. Okay, so that's good and that's good. So now I'm just gonna take a smidgy off of this. Okay, got that. Okay. All right, back under the desk. I have a nice little shelf under my desk. Sorry about that. All right, so now opens this way. Opens this way. Okay, I just don't want to get them confused. So we're going to do that. And then we're just going to butt this up against. Like so. And use a piece of Sweet Journaling UK. Let's try this one. And I'm just going with, I just want to go with the same size as the envelope. I just copied that on, I just printed it on copy paper because I wanted it to be kind of pliable, you know, easy to use. And I don't want this to sneak over at all because I want to have something show behind that window. All right, so let's hope that, is that about right? Yep. That's not right. Okay, this goes to here. Don't forget what you're doing. And this goes to here. I'm talking to myself when I say don't forget. Okay, so those envelopes were, I think these two envelopes are like from the same mold there. Seem to be fitting nice. But for some reason, there we go. Okay. Hopefully that's close. I just don't want it to show over, so I am gonna take that down just a little bit more. Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's get this down. So it was sunny again today. I mentioned yesterday that I had gone grocery shopping and, you know, do the self-checkout, and I did something to my back. I came home and, you know, put an ice pack on, but by the time bedtime rolled around, I was just really in a lot of pain. So I don't know how I did this so crooked. We'll get the top done, and then I'll trim it. Well, anyway, so ice pack, ice pack, ice pack. And then this morning, Joey was leaving for work, and he's like, just stay in bed. Just relax and stay in bed. Well, that's... Very difficult for me. I don't know what is happening here. Very difficult for me to just stay in bed. I think we've talked about that before in a video. It's very hard for me to sit still. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy leisure, but I also have a feeling of things that need to get done. Okay, I think that's better, although not perfect. I just can't figure out. Nope, it's just not good. Okay. All right, here we go. This is it. Straight, straight, cover, cover. Well, I'd rather this be the side that is wonky. And that glue, really good about peeling up and sticking back down for the most part. That'll get a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, that's what I did, is I just took it easy this morning, but then, you know, got up and did not do much, because once I got up and got around, you know, breakfast, shower, and all of that, I was really feeling it in my back, and it kind of feels like it's lumbar, and every time I would step down on my right foot, it wasn't in my foot, but anytime I would step on the right side while walking, my back would really hurt. So I thought, yeah, maybe I'll just take it easier. So I laid on the couch and I did some fussy cutting from Joey's kit, which was fun. It's very fun, I think, to fussy cut. It's just kind of fun to get to know the artist a little bit while you're fussy cutting. That's kind of how I feel about fabric too. You know, like when I fussy cut, even fabric, like Kathy's fabric, that I don't know how I got this wrong, but there you go. All right, but even when I fussy cut Kathy's, you know, I just feel like you just have a different sense of, instead of just looking at it as a whole, you get to look at each individual piece. Okay, so now I'm going to join the 2 pages with one of these little cards and then a little label, I think maybe is what that is. And then one of these T cards or banners. And as you can see, I stamped around it just so that it would add a little background. And then I did stamp on the T cards. So let's first get these together with one of these. And let's use one of the big ones. And I'll trim that off here in a little bit. Ooh, that's pretty. So I think I'm gonna go with that one here. And this one, I think I'll go with this peacock. I love it. Okay. All right. All right, let's get that down. Keep moving things because I want to kind of keep an eye on, you know, what I did in the past. And I did do a little bit of, you can see here, I'm just dusting it barely on the edges, but it's loaded. That thing is loaded. And that's from earlier. I haven't even dunked it again in the ink pad. So I'm going to get this down. That way it'll, once I get this one on and it holds the envelopes together, I just barely leave a spot. You know, just enough to fold. And then I am going to put that very close to the bottom. Okay. All right. Easy. What else is going on? I went out and watered those zinnia seeds today, but I ended up, when I first tipped the bucket to water them, or the little thing to water them, the can I was using, it all just, you know, poured out. So now I'm probably going to have seeds. No telling where those ended up. Okay, so now we have that done. So what I want to do is I'm just going to use my vintage photo that I added. I re-inked, and then I have this fun little thing I got at a garage sale for $1. I got like a whole thing of backgrounds for $1. I thought that was pretty fun. So I'm just going around it, and I don't mind if it's kind of on, kind of off. And what I mean by that is like that it's not super dark everywhere, that it's, try to get that off my hand. See if I can do it this way. I don't mind that it's not dark the whole way. Because I'm also putting, you know, other things on. Although this is weird why it's kind of acting that way. Probably because the ink's right in the middle of that ink pad. There we go. Yeah, so anyways, I'm not sure where all of the zinnia seeds are going to end up, which is going to be fine if they, you know, if they end up in the middle of the yard. They won't make it because Joey will have it all mowed. Well, okay. All right. You can see that it's not anything that I'm trying to be perfect at. I mean, yeah, I want it to look nice, but... Okay, so we have that. We have this. All right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to do the top part just to kind of get it aligned nice. And that is going to be with one of these banners. So what colors of banners do we have? Let's see. That might look nice there, although the blue and the green, that would look nice there, I think. Wonder if there's a blue one in here. Oh, that's pretty, but let's go with that one. And then again, I do want to use, whoa, distress these. I was going to say a little, but yikes. All right, let's leave that over to dry. I don't know if you can see this, but there is a little bit of rough edge on there. That's from cutting it with that cutter. And it gives it a little bit of, I mean, I'm not thrilled about that, don't get me wrong, but it does give a little bit of a fabric look, I think, to this. Okay. Here we go. So if you get Joey's, if you get this, you know, I'm just showing you just different ways I'm using it. And, you know, the fun part about an envelope journal, I think, is that it's kind of a puzzle. It just, you just go with how, wherever it takes you. I have envelopes that I want to use in here. Like I just want to use up some envelopes. And I knew that I wanted to use Joey's kit. And so to me, it just made perfect sense to, you know, try to figure out ways to use them. And one thing that's really fun about envelope journals is that, you know, binding them together, using hinges, using different things to, you know, keep them together, etc. So these were the little, what would you call these? Like little labels, maybe. Kind of reminds me of a scar label, but I don't think that's what it is. Maybe a T label. And it's too much. That's too much. Let me dip my finger in my coffee. It's nice that you have your coffee here. Let's see if I can disperse that at all. Now it's glued to my... Well, that's better. All right, so now I'm going to get that on here, and I'm just putting it sideways. And I don't know, I hope that's not disrespectful to put words sideways like that. I in my mind, I think it just the way, you know, we use any other words. Sometimes we put them sideways, or in my case, upside down, you know. Okay, and then we'll do this one. All right, and then what I did was I just used a little bit of ink, and I used my postage stamp. I just thought it would be kind of neat to put a little bit of, I don't know, stamping on here. And this one I just did on the side here. You can see that. And then I just thought I would put a little number on the banner. Whoopsie, grab that. Where's my number? There it is. I just kept the same number out. I might grab some other numbers later, I don't know. That's just, again, the one thing about, you know, working with mass produce is that you just keep using the same things, sort of, and things go really quickly that way. Okay, then what I'm going to do, so now we have 3. So this was the one that I showed you to begin with, and then we just finished that one. So pretty. And then there's the third one we did. Okay, so then what I wanted to do is use these cutouts that I used from Joey's they were on journaling cards. So these have a number down the side here. Do I mind that? I don't mind it right now. What I might do is, let me see, I have another number. Where is that? Okay. Carry on without me. I'm going to walk around the desk and get my number stamp, another number stamp. Got it. Okay, I hope I don't shake too much trying to sit back down. Okay. I think what I'll do, instead of trying to cover that up with more paper and then mismeasuring, I think I'm going to just use another number to make it look like that is intentional. And maybe we'll just go ahead and put one here too. Okay, there, I solved that. Easy. Okay, so now what I want to do is I wanted to put these on. And then whatever pokes through there will have, you know, this on top of it. And I thought that would look really nice. I am going to dust this as gently as I can. I've left this out to kind of evaporate a little bit, but oh, I really doused it. But it was so thirsty because it's been a while since I've done that. So let's see here. Now, what part? I guess I want the whole thing glued. And I think this is going to dry clear enough to where it's not going to be on the back. It won't be, you know, icky to where you're like, ugh, that looks bad. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when I put it on. I don't want any little glue chunks though. So the only reason I'm putting this one in the corner is because, you know, I cut it out of a corner and I just wanted it to look intentional. Okay. So yeah, I think that's going to look good. Okay, there's that one. Oh my gosh, it would be so fun if you guys were here and we were doing this together. We would have to probably move into the dining room table and work in there so that we could have a little bit of elbow room. But we would make it work for sure. You could print your Joey's digitals and come over and play. Okay, let's see how that looked on the back. I forgot to look. Not too bad. See, it doesn't even show very much at all. I did get my sticky fingers on there, but I'll just take a little bit of alcohol and get that off. Okay, I keep little alcohol swabs in my studio because I don't like to get glue on my good scissors. Well, I don't like to get glue on any of my scissors, but I do have scissors that I will use, you know, like when I trim after a page is I've cut a page too long and I've already got glue on it. But on my good scissors, I'm very particular, so I clean those right away. And then it's also nice to clean your other ones too. Okay, so this one's be a little bit trickier. I don't even know. It might cover up that entire... Let's see if we go like this. Get it positioned. I hope I don't go too far off of the page with it. Okay, I am going to restamp this number because I covered it up and I think it's gonna make sense to have more numbers. Okay, that turned out fun. Back turned out fun. It's neat. That would have been really neat if I had thought ahead, and maybe I'll do this on the next one, is to print the back. You know, when I print it off, print the back in that back part of Joey's. Oh my gosh, my phone's going to cut off. Okay, so you see where we're going, and I'll put pictures on, and I just want to tell you that we pray blessings over each of you. We're so grateful for you, and also that you're so loved. You're so loved. And we'll see you next time. Go see Joey's Etsy and go see Sweet Journaling UK. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.